Textural, soulful, luxurious.
Hi Brooke.
Hello.
It's good to see you finally in Couture after missing you in Paris.
Yes.
Can you tell us in a few words what Brooke Gregson is all about?
Well, because I have a strong textile background and art history, as well as geology, I think what separates my line from others is my strong love of texture and colors and unique stones that are very much like of the earth. So because I'm from Los Angeles, I think I maybe have a bit more of a West Coast kind of
The
influence,
energy that
but yeah,
the stones can bring you.
and the energy. I am all about the energy. Yes.
So that's why you love to dig stones in Tucson, where you go find them, and
yes.
And
yes.
what's, according to you, and I mean most of your jewelry or unique pieces, super colorful. What's the most interesting stone you like to work with?
Boulder opal. No, all opals, because just knowing like how long they've lived like in the earth. They're like millions of years old, and they have a very like painterly quality, which I love. So you can really look at an opal and see that nature is also an artist.
And you work around, when you find an opal that you like, you work around to carve the either other stones or the gold or...
Yeah, the way I design it, it really varies based on the stone. Like sometimes I'll look at a stone and I'll just think, this stone just needs to be honored. You know, I just like, for example, what you're wearing, I just wanted to honor the stone.
That's a fire opal.
And that's a fire opal, yes. A very unique,
very big one.
Yes, yeah, very hard to get that size.
And if you were to describe your brands in 3 words, what would it be?
Textural, soulful, luxurious.
Okay, fair enough. And coming to Couture brings you some energy, some new clients.
Yes.
What do you take out of the show?
I love that I can really explain the story behind my jewelry, because it's not so straightforward. So, you know, people who really are interested, they want to hear the story, because
behind the stone,
yes, exactly. And it is probably one of the only shows that brings in this amazing like international clientele and local and US clientele. So.
And what inspires you the most when you create your pieces?
Sometimes a stone will be like the most inspiring thing, but then I still do a lot of drawing and watercolor, and I really try to think of unique color combinations through my watercolor and through research and through kind of going back to my love of art and artists.
So you still do what you were doing before jewelry?
Yes.
And any other hobby that you have around art and design and jewelry and...
Well, I play guitar really badly. I was actually playing a lot better a couple years ago because I had a teacher who was really good. But yeah, I mean, I like to keep creative in different ways, and I think even through music, you can kind of keep your creative side, alive. And I think, drawing has sometimes in free association has really helped create unique designs.
But if all of your designs are actually unique, if they were to pick one piece, like a must-have piece from your collection, what would it be? Would it be more of a stone set than in a unique design, or an actual line or collection?
I've been doing this so long. I've got these different collections that are like my babies. It's very hard for me to pick one piece, but for right now, I'd have to say it's a carved moon engraved necklace that I'm looking over there, because it incorporates all the different craft. It's an amazing carved moonstone, very unique, one of a kind, and then hand engraving, but also very symbolic.
Okay.
So that's
And one last thing about enameling. It's been the big trend of the show, as we could see on a variety of levels. Yours is one unique, two very different to any other enameling that we've been saying. What makes it so different?
Well, I really tried to figure out a way to enhance the engraved work that I'm really interested in, and also create this kind of watercolor feeling to the enamel work. So I had to work really hard to find the right enameler.
Because it requires
a
technique.
very herb enameler to do the work that...
Because what you were explaining is that you have to add very thin layers of gold in order for the enamel to give the texture to the piece.
Yeah, it makes sure that the engraving is still showing, which is a very tough technique.
With all of the different hues of colors that you get from an original design.
Yeah, and this enameler is the only enameler who can do this ombre technique, or one of the very few who can do.
Okay. Based in LA, where most of your jewelry. Oh, based in London.
He's one of the top.
Okay.
Yes, because in England, it's a British enameler. It's a true kind of craft, whereas in Los Angeles, not so much.
Well, the stones are more important in LA, and enameling is more important in London.
Yes.
Which is why the brand is half-half. I'm gonna say.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time and your jewelry and everything.
Thank you. I'm so glad you came by.
If you want to stay tuned for more jewelry news, don't forget to click on the eye and subscribe to our channel.